City noon. Heat on glass. Horns and feet. A cane taps the curb. Ruth Ellis waits at a crosswalk. 78. Blind since her mid-30s. Gray scarf at her neck. Plastic grocery bag on her wrist. The signal chirps. She steps out slow. An SUV rolls past a line. Tire on the paint. Ruth freezes. A hand finds her elbow. Warm. Steady. I am Marcus, he says. Step with me. They move. 1, 2, 3. Horn. Shout. A phone raised. Marcus locks his body between her and the SUV. He lifts his free hand high. Palm open. They reach the island. Ruth breathes out. Thank you, she says. The bag tears. Oranges spill. They roll toward a storm drain. Marcus drops to a knee. He catches one. 2. He misses one. A girl in a yellow jacket blocks the drain with her shoe. A young father traps another with his foot. People kneel. Little bright suns in a ring of hands. Ruth laughs. It sounds like old music. Kindness makes a circle, she says. Marcus stands and hands her the bag. Let me carry this, he says. Where to? Cedar Mall. The bus stop by the main doors. They walk. He matches her pace. He calls out cracks and curbs. She tells him which bus she takes on Sundays. He tells her about classes and midnight shifts. The air feels easier for a few blocks. They reach the mall plaza. White stone. Tall letters. A crowd near the boutique entrance. Balloons. Music. Phone cameras everywhere. A large sign on an easel. Vance at Cedar. Launch party. Ruth tilts her head. Sounds loud, she says. Let's skirt the edge, Marcus says. They move to the side. A young guard steps in front of them. No bags on this carpet, he says. Event rules. Marcus points left. We only need the bus stop. Before the guard can answer, a woman in a white suit walks toward them. Sunglasses. Red lipstick. Her hair is perfect. Crew in black trail behind her. It is Lauren Vance. Lauren smiles at the cameras, then at the crowd, then at Ruth like she is a prop. We love our elders, she says. Let us help you look your best. She reaches for Ruth's scarf without asking. Ruth flinches. Please do not touch me, she says. Marcus shifts. She said no. Lauren's smile cools. The cameras drink tension. Security, she says, soft but sharp. Please move this man aside. We have guests. Marcus stays where he is. We need the bus stop, he says. We are not in your line. Take your hands off that woman, Lauren says, loud now. He is grabbing her. This is why we need protection. Phones swing. A few in the crowd nod without thinking. The guard looks at Lauren, then at Marcus. He reaches for Marcus's arm. Ruth raises her voice. He helped me cross, she says. He did not grab me. Lauren talks over her. I saw him yank her scarf, she says. Get him out. A second guard joins. Pressure grows. Marcus lifts both hands. Open. Do not touch me, he says. Listen to her. The first guard clamps down on his wrist. Ruth's cane taps hard on the stone. Stop, she says. Stop. No one stops. Then a sound cuts through. A boy shouts. I recorded it. He is 12 at most. He stands on a bench with a phone high in the air. The people near him look up at the screen. The clip plays. A hand on Ruth's elbow. Slow steps. Oranges on the ground. For people catching fruit. No yank. No grab. Only care. The murmur changes shape. A woman near the boy lifts her own phone. I have the crosswalk too, she says. He stepped between her and a car. Lauren's smile freezes. Anyone can edit a clip, she says. We have cameras too. Guards, remove him. A voice booms from the atrium. Hold. A mall administrator jogs up with a radio on his shoulder. He waves at a camera above the door. Feed, he says into the mic. A screen near the boutique lights up with live playback. The crosswalk. The island. The plaza. The moment when Lauren reached for Ruth's scarf without consent. The room sees what the room did not want to see. Silence falls. Hot. Heavy. Ruth turns her face toward the sound. Marcus, she says, are you still here? He is. I am. Then please take me to the bus stop, Ruth says. Her voice is soft, but it carries. Lauren tries to recover. We donate to seniors, she says. We hold fashion days. We employ many people. This is a misunderstanding. Do not talk over me, Ruth says. You did not ask. You told. Lauren glances at her crew. A producer points to the screen with wide eyes. The feed keeps looping. Marcus places Ruth's hand on his elbow again. They head to the bus stop. The crowd parts this time. The guard lets go. His face is red like he touched a hot stove. They sit under the glass roof. A bus sighs at the light. A woman asks Ruth if she wants water. Ruth nods. The girl in the yellow jacket brings a bottle. Marcus opens it. Ruth takes a sip. Thank you, she tells the girl. Thank you, she tells Marcus. Lauren stands on the carpet and watches. The cameras that fed her brand feed something else now. A manager whispers that they should pull the ribbon and reschedule. Lauren shakes her head. She walks toward the bus stop with a wrap box and a practiced smile. Please accept this gift, she says. My brand supports people like you. Ruth does not take the box. You made a scene, she says. You did not see me. Lauren pushes the box closer. We care, she says. Take it and let us move on. Ruth lifts her chin. I will take your apology. I will take your policy. I will not take your box. The bus door opens. Ruth stands with her cane and bag. Marcus stands with her. Lauren lowers the box and looks at the cameras. She tries to hold a smirk. It looks wrong on her face. Ruth steps onto the bus. Before she sits, she turns back. Young man, she says to Marcus, ride with me one stop. I need help with one more curb. He nods and follows her in. If this hits you, subscribe for daily stories. Comment, share, and like. The bus pulls off. Inside, Ruth tells Marcus where she lives. 5 blocks past the park, she says. 3rd floor, no elevator. Marcus smiles. I can carry the bag up the stairs. Ruth laughs. Good. Oranges like to escape. They talk. She used to teach. He trains for field medicine. She lost her sight to diabetes. He lost his father to a stroke and found his path in that grief. She says faith keeps her steps steady. He says service does the same for him. They get off one stop later. He guides her up the stairs. She unlocks the door. Inside smells like paper and lemon cleaner. She flips a switch and finds nothing. Light bulb again. She says, I will call the landlord. I will change it now, Marcus says. He sets the bag down. He replaces the bulb. He checks the smoke alarm. He fills a glass and puts it where she keeps it. She tells him she labels objects with a bump dot. He nods and leaves the glass in the same spot. He starts to go. Ruth touches his sleeve. Sit 1 minute, she says. I have something. She brings out a folded envelope from a drawer. She presses it into his hand. I keep a small fund, she says. My church helps me manage it. I use it for care. I use it for kids who keep their heads when others do not. I cannot take this, he says. You can do one thing for me, she says. Use it how your heart says. And if someone lies about you again, bring a witness or a camera before you fight. I learned that the hard way. He nods. He accepts the envelope. He puts his card on her table. Call if you need anything, he says. On his way out, his phone buzzes. A friend sends a clip. The plaza scene. It is already online. Comments stack. Some spit. Many stand with Ruth. He walks back to mall and meets the administrator who pulled the feed. The man looks tired. Security failed, he says. We need new training. We need rules in print. Write them with people like Ruth, Marcus says, and not as a PR line. The administrator nods. Come to a meeting tomorrow, he says. Bring Ruth if she is willing. Marcus spends a night writing notes. He prints a frame where Ruth said, You did not ask. You told. He underlines the words. He plans to start there. Morning brings calls. A local station wants a quote. Marcus declines. Ruth calls and agrees to speak at the meeting. I will say my part, she says. At noon the next day, the mall holds an open forum. Shoppers stand in a ring. Staff stand in a second ring behind them. Security in plain clothes. The administrator puts a mic on a low stand. No stage. No red rope. Lauren Vance arrives with her PR person. She wears black today. No sunglasses. She looks smaller than yesterday. She asks to speak first. No, the administrator says. Listen first. Ruth steps to the mic. She sets her cane against the stand. She faces the crowd with her head high. I walk this city with no sight, she says. I cross streets with sounds and touch. When a stranger offers help, I decide. You respect that decision. You do not grab me. You do not talk over me. You do not use my face to sell your image. You ask. You wait. You listen. The plaza is quiet. Many nod. Marcus speaks next. I am a student medic, he says. We train to take consent first. We train to protect first. We train to keep records because truth gets twisted in crowds. On this floor, staff need the same rules. Consent, safety, records. The administrator reads a short list. New rules, he says. No touching without permission except to stop harm. Staff training with disability advocates. A clear, quiet path to public transit during events. Cameras used for safety, not spin. A public ledger of complaints and fixes. A hotline posted large. Lauren whispers to her PR person. The PR person shakes his head. You need to speak plain, he says. No brand lines. Lauren steps to the mic. She breathes in. Out. She looks at Ruth without the shield of a lens. I spoke over you, she says. I was wrong. She holds that line in the air and lets it land. I offer money for your church fund and a contract for advocacy work. Not for silence. For leadership. You set terms. I will post them and follow them. Ruth thinks. She nods once. I will write with others, she says. You will sign it here in the open. The administrator claps his hands once. We will reconvene in 1 week, he says. We will have a paper to sign. A man in the crowd, older and angry, steps forward. Why should she get to set rules, he says. She is one person. I want music. I want events. I do not want to walk around people all day. Ruth lifts the mic. You will walk around me, she says. And I will walk around you. We will both arrive. The man tries to laugh. It sounds thin. He steps back. Lauren stares at the floor. She leaves before the end. Cameras follow, but they are not friendly now. They look like mirrors. Stay with this fight. Subscribe for the follow-up. Share with one person who needs courage. The week is noisy. Clips spin. Headlines twist. A radio host asks if this is about feelings. A caller says this is about power. The mall posts the draft rules. Comments pour in. Some rage. Many thank staff for printing words that should have been obvious. Marcus visits Ruth daily to check on groceries and stares. He brings a girl in a yellow jacket and the young father who caught oranges. They fix a loose board on the stairwell. Ruth feeds them biscuits. The kitchen smells like butter and thyme. Lauren meets with disability advocates in a plain office with a squeaky chair. She does not post a photo. She takes notes. On day 7, they gather again in the plaza. The rules sit on a table in large type. The admin reads them. Short lines. Clear ends. Ask before you touch. Keep a clear path to transit. Lower the volume near exits. Train with people who live this. Record events for safety, not show. Publish fixes, not slogans. Respect every person. Every time. Ruth and Marcus stand side by side. Lauren steps up with a pen. She signs. The administrator signs. 2 staff sign as witnesses. Ruth signs as a community lead. Marcus signs last. The crowd claps. Not wild. Solid. A TV reporter shouts a question at Lauren. Are you doing this to save your brand? Lauren answers clean for once. I am doing this because I was wrong, she says. If my brand survives, it will survive with rules. If it does not, I will still follow them. An older woman in the crowd lifts a placard with 3 words. Ask. Wait. Listen. A man in a suit approaches Marcus after the signing. He introduces himself as the city transit director. We want the same path at other malls and venues, he says. Join the working group. I will, Marcus says. He thinks of Ruth's envelope. He has not opened it. He goes home and does. It holds a letter and $50. The letter reads, "You will see bigger checks in your life. You will see bigger rooms. This small bill is meant to remind you that little things still count. Change the bulb. Catch the orange. Keep the path." He makes copies of the letter. He keeps one in his wallet. A month passes. The plaza stays busy. The path stays clear. Security's hands stay open. Ruth reports one near miss. The hotline logs it and fixes a sign the same day. The system is not perfect. It is better. A new brand books a show. They set up ropes and tables. A young producer tries to block the bus path. A guard points to the poster on the wall. The producer moves the rope. No scene. The room breathes. Lauren launches a small line with no party. A simple shelf. A sign on the wall credits the community. She gives 10% of sales to the Transit Access Fund. No ribbon. No camera. Quiet repair. Ruth asks Marcus to help her record a set of audio walking guides for other elders. They walk routes with a mic. They record bumps and echoes and smells. They laugh when a dog barks into the track. People download the files. People use the files. People say the files made them brave. If this helped you breathe, subscribe. Drop a line for the workers who keep paths clear. A winter storm hits. Ice on stone. The path stays salted. A volunteer crew signs up from the mall. Marcus brings a kit from class. Ruth brings tea in a thermos and tells jokes that are older than all of them. Spring returns. The oranges in the market look good again. Ruth buys 3 and holds one to her face. "Sun in my hand," she says. She laughs and puts in the bag. One day a boy in a yellow jacket finds Marcus in the atrium. "I want to be a medic like you," he says. "I want to do the right thing and have a camera ready." Marcus grins. "We will get you into a program when you are old enough," he says. "Until then, stay brave and keep training your eye." They take a photo together. No filters. The boy sends it to Ruth with a voice note. She plays it twice and claps her hands. Another noon. Another rush. A woman with a cane steps off a bus. The path is open. A young guard steps up and asks, "Do you want an arm?" She says yes. He offers his elbow and waits for her pace. They move. The path fits them both. Marcus and Ruth sit on a bench. They listen to footsteps. They smile when the cane taps a smooth edge instead of a broken one. Marcus chose service when a shout told him to stand down. He stayed calm. He kept the focus on consent and safety. He came back to build rules with the people most affected. He used proof and patience to change a room, not just a headline. Lauren chose image over people. She lied to keep control. When proof erased a lie, she faced the room, spoke the hard line, and helped write rules that limit her own power. She pays into the system she once twisted. She follows the rules she signed. If this story gave you strength, subscribe to Echoes of Black Struggles. Share it with one person who needs a clear path and a steady hand. Tell us where the turn landed for you.